Hey, this is The Social Tea, and I'm Sharonda Lee. I talk about all things social, including celebrity news, reality shows, what's going on in pop culture, local news, and more here in these YouTube streets. Now, we know folks always get in their feelings about what's said here on social media, so I must say, what's stated here is alleged, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you visit my website at www.thesocialteatalkmedia.com and also follow me on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, also known as X, and TikTok. Also check out my podcast, The Social Tea, Off the Air, on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Now, y'all, I stay on ready, so make sure you subscribe to my backup channel. I am Sharonda Lee, The Social Tea, here on YouTube. Now, before we get into it, make sure you hit that notification bell, like, share this with everyone you know, and subscribe. Now, with all that being said, relax, get comfortable, and let's get into the tea. So, Love and Marriage Huntsville, episode 4. We start off with Kimmy, Tisha, and Destiny meeting up. They go into talking about Tisha felt like she was in a situation, she was blindsided, and that's because last week, if you didn't watch the episode, was it last week or the week before? Don't even remember, these episodes are, but anyway, they're running into each other. But anyway, when Kimmy and Tisha met up with Sonny at the restaurant, Tisha was not aware that they were going to be meeting Sonny. So she basically tells Destiny that, they met up with Sonny and they pretty much got her side of the story. Goes in to tell Destiny, basically, she invited Sonny it was a coffee shop, not a restaurant. And basically, she wanted to find out her side of the story because Kimmy felt like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Kimmy states that Sonny was there when she was getting her biopsy done because, Kimmy was diagnosed with cancer and she is cancer-free, thank God. But she felt like she was blindsided, because they were pretty cool. So she didn't really expect for Sonny to end up dating Destiny's ex-boyfriend, Moses. So, Kimmy also says from a producer standpoint, she's kind of blindsided by, her dating Destiny's ex. And then, she goes in her confessional and basically says, she could see how Sonny viewed it from her point of view, coming out on the outside looking in. Their relationship was probably more so what Sonny's been saying all along, that pretty much she was a good producer. She made Destiny feel comfortable, and maybe Destiny took their relationship a little bit more than what she thought it was, which I think so too, because I keep saying over and over again, for Destiny to go around and say, oh, me and her was good Judies and we were friends, and girl, and I told her everything. Girl, that's the reason why you left the show, because you didn't want to share your life. And I'm still beyond me how you getting up here confronting this girl about a Negro that you've been with him 15 years or not, but you weren't married to him. I would understand if she married LeBaric more so Moses, because you was married to LeBaric. But you really tripping out over this? Like, I'm not getting it. And maybe people say, well, you wrong. I just don't understand how you can trip out over a man that didn't choose you. Ain't no way you would get me on national TV. Now, if they were still dating, that'll be different. But she a whole wife, girl. Ain't no way. What I don't like is the fact that I feel like Destiny is doing little digs, and Sonny did it too. Destiny basically saying she was let go. She was let go. Child, if I believe correctly, Carlos King said she was never let go. She could return back to work. Actually, they asked her to return this coming season, I believe. Not only as a cast member, but as a producer, if I'm Correct. So the dig about she was let go, girl, you was let go. But Kimmy and Tisha go in to say that they told Sonny that, y'all should talk. They should talk. She should talk to Destiny. Sonny and Destiny should talk, and Moses and Destiny should talk. And at this point, I'm like, for what? What's for what? What need to be said? Like, for what? So Kimmy goes in to say that she would like for everybody to get along. She would like for everyone to hang out. And Kimmy asks Destiny if have she talked to Mel or something to that sort. And basically, no. Destiny was like, no. And then Tisha, in her confessional, basically stated that she wasn't going to tell Destiny that at their meetup that her and Kimmy had with Mel, that Mel basically, yeah, Mel alluded to that Destiny might have slept with Martell. And everybody out here in these streets thinks so. Now, what I will say, when Mel said that, I don't know what Destiny did. I wouldn't put anything past anybody. Now, we all know, if I'm correct, that Mel hired a private investigator. We don't know anything about anything other than this TV show and the things that happen when people get locked up in the court cases. We don't know what Mel knows. Mel is very quiet she moves in silence, literally. So, and I was talking to my mother about this when Melanie was like, she don't put anything past people when the talk about Destiny came up. Now, mind you, Melanie, Mel, Tisha, Kimmy ain't been on a great, you know, friendship. They have had some rocky moments. And I've never heard Mel out of her mouth say that Tisha and Kimmy were not her friends. She has said plenty of, we're having issues or we're not on the same plane right now. But she's never came out of her mouth and said, that's not my friend. Like she said with Destiny. She literally said at that table, she's not my friend. Destiny's not my friend. So I'll say that to say, Mel is saying that for a reason. Whether we know what happened or not, I don't feel like the last situation that Mel and Destiny left off, even with the reunion, and I just feel like it's something more to it. Mel knows something, and the reason why she said I wouldn't put anything past anybody when it came to when Kimmy said it ain't like she slept with your man, okay? So the next scene is Martell and Nell. And this scene was some bullshit because Nell did not hold Martell accountable. There were moments where you felt like she was going to go in and tell Martell to leave Melanie alone. But you can see Martell for me, is in shock that Melanie had his behind locked up. He still can't believe she actually got him locked up. And the fact that he's going around saying that little old Melanie or Melody was bullying him is hilarious to me. Like, is he really gonna take this to court saying, oh, she was bullying me? These people on this show know dang well the ins and outs of this. Because they follow social media. They follow all the content creators. They know when we're talking about them. Hence, that's why Maurice Jefferson Scott Sr. Did a lawsuit against some of the content creators because they follow us and they know what we talk about. So there's no way in the world that you're going to make me believe that these people on the show think that Melanie had Martell locked up for a text message. No, he was locked up because he intended to distribute revenge porn. This is why he was locked up. And the fact that they're playing around like this was some minor thing is just crazy to me. And Nell talks about, oh, Martell does something, then Melanie does something, and basically she's saying that they go back and forth with each other. Well, I will say we don't know. We only know what we see on camera, and we only know what we see on social media. But every time we have seen anything, it's Mel responding to Martell. That's it. And it's nowhere in the world that you're going to make me believe that what he did was right at all. And it'd be different if it'd have been, no, you know what? It'd have been different if he had indeed sent that screenshot to her and he sent that text. That was it. That was it. Maybe the situation might have been a little bit different. But the fact of the matter is, what made it worse is you were actually in talks with your side chick to distribute this on social media. That's what makes it bad. It's all bad, but that's what puts the nail in your coffin, because there's so much evidence out here saying that you did this, that you were going to do this. You can't get out of this. So what is he going to tell the judge? Oh, she was messing with me, so I decided to mess with her. And what are you going to say? There's nothing you can say. Your side chick has told another blogger that this is what y'all were going to do. On top of that, she told a complete stranger. How would Carson Blue even know any of this? Like, how would Carson Blue know unless Ariane opened her mouth and said something? This is why he was locked up. And so, Nell says that she is having a birthday party and she's not inviting Martell, basically. And for me, I just felt like in that moment, maybe it's just me, I just felt like, maybe she didn't invite him because he was calling her a side chick. She felt some type of way. But all in all, she told Martell that she wasn't inviting him to her birthday party. You could tell his feelings was hurt. You can tell he's still in that. I can't believe. For me, I just feel like he feels like, I can't believe Melanie had me locked up. Yes, she's not playing with you. She's not playing. You see how Martell gets a kick out of calling Nell a side chick? Like, he is so happy that somebody could possibly be in the same situation as him, and people are dogging her out just like they're dogging him out. Like, he takes pride in that shit. Like, he is cheesing all over the place. So we get to Moses, Maurice, and Marcel. They meet up at Black, I think. Yeah, it's Black. And basically, they asked Moses questions about, him and Destiny and how he moved on so fast with Sunny. And what I can see and what I can tell by this episode, Moses puts emphasis on Sunny being his wife. He puts emphasis on how much of a blessing she is. He stated Destiny did not put in the work. Whatever the work is, I will say this: in relationships, it's two-sided. The man has to put in the relationship, and so does the woman. And it is what it is. So Maurice goes in to tell Moses that he felt like him and Moses and Destiny's break should have been clearer. But Moses did say repeatedly that they pretty much, he told her that they should be friends in April of that year. And my mom always told me, don't let a man tell you twice that he don't want you. And so, with that being said, if he said we should be friends, what else was he supposed to do? Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Maurice also talks about how he was separated 1 year prior to him ever meeting Kimmy. I call cap. Maybe so, but he was still married to Kiowa. And if you watch the show from the beginning, Kiowa, his ex-wife issue was that Kimmy interfered in their marriage. She felt like if Kimmy didn't step in the midst or started dating Maurice, then maybe they could have worked it out. But we wasn't the one that was calling Kimmy a side chick. After we found out what was going on and how him and Kimmy met and how she kind of low key stalked him on Facebook, it was giving kind of side chick vibes. So it is what it is when it comes to Maurice and Kimmy. I honestly believe that it's how Kaya was said. Even Kimmy said no, they weren't quite divorced yet. How how are we supposed to take that? Okay? Like, don't get upset because you chose to do things unethically. Don't mess with married men. It is what it is. So the guys give him advice and basically pretty much tell him to protect his wife, protect his marriage, watch out for social media because it can be a bitch. Um, and then Marcel goes into say something he's never told anybody is he's almost lost his marriage. Now, what I will say is I'm a self-proclaimed millimeter, and I feel like he was blaming not the millimeters, but just social media about his cheating rumors. Now, don't go blaming us because your own mother-in-law said that she felt that you was a cheater. She just couldn't prove it. And there has been a woman that came out and said she low-key messed with you. There's been all this, even Martel's side chick said that y'all was some cheaters. So don't blame it on us. I believe if you was about to lose your marriage, it's because Tisha got tired and said, maybe nigga, you need to stop doing this or I'm gone. You gonna stop embarrassing me. You gonna stop for these people really find out whoever you messing with. But yeah, if you almost lost your marriage, it wasn't because of these rumors. It was because you was out here doing something that you weren't supposed to be doing, in my opinion, allegedly. We get to Trisha, Stormy, Courtney, and Ken, and they in the gym. And I'm gonna say this again. Stormy, her scenes with people are boring, 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 boring. Courtney's funny. Her husband, Courtney, he funny. To me, he's funny. When they do scenes together, her scenes are better, but I just can't get with it. And then Trisha, she started talking about, I think her parents passed, her sister passed. My condolences to her. But when she talks, I have to like listen because I'll be like, is her mouth moving? I hear her, but it's like it's just weird to me. And maybe I'm not being mean, but it's like she's not opening up her mouth enough where you can actually see her talk. It's almost like it's just weird to me. I can't explain it right now. Maybe I'll explain in another video. But anyway, I'm gonna pass this scene, and this was really long. Like her conversation with Stormy was really long. But I will say that her and Ken, they have some issues that I feel like they're having in their relationship. Mind you, she did say in this episode that she is not fully divorced. She's still married, which we already knew. So we get to Martell and Chris Fletcher. Uh, Chris Fletcher meets Martell at one of his hmm, rental properties, rental homes. However, he swindled to get that, in my opinion, and allegedly. And so the guys, they start talking, and so uh Fletcher basically tells Martell that he needs to give Nell an apology for calling her a side chick. And As soon as this conversation, starts, Martell is all, I ain't never seen so much of Martell teeth in this whole 8 seasons of this show, smiling and grinning and cheesing because somebody else is in a similar situation that he's in. He is not a good friend. I hope these people realize that this man is not a good friend, and he's ready to throw anybody under the bus with him for them to be in the same situation that he's in. Chris Fletcher explains, which I don't believe him, but he explains that he was separated from his first wife prior to him and Nell getting together, but Nell already said that he was married. She didn't know he was married. His daughter, Lexi, came out and said that Nell was messing with her dad when her parents were still together. So is what it is. And let's just be honest. If you were messing with a married man, whether he was separated from his wife, whether you known or didn't know, you're still a side chick. But it's crazy that Martell is like cheesing at this situation. It's crazy to me. But then he gets in his ass, but I don't think he gets in on Martell like he should have. It's almost like a jokey joke. Like they never go in on him like they really should. The tables get turned and they start talking about this charge that Martell was locked up for. And he starts going in and asking Martell like questions like, basically Fletcher's like, I'm thinking it's just a text, but the wife told me it was more than a text. You were going to put porn, revenge porn. And, he goes in and asks Martell some questions, and Martell is stumbling and mumbling and grumbling. He can't really answer his questions, only that, again, that she was bullying me. And I told her to leave me alone. Martell is stumbling and mumbling, and Chris Fletcher asks him, well, what was the picture? Basically, where the picture come from if there's no video? Because the picture and the screenshot was of the video. Then he said, well, won't you ask her? No, you was being bullied. What you saying? He didn't want to answer that. Chris Fletcher also goes in to ask, was anybody naked in this picture? And Martell goes, no. Then Fletcher goes, well, then why would it be such a threat? Good question. Good mother question. Belle probably was naked in the picture. How else would have been in the picture if it wasn't something that was salacious? Martell is such a liar. Chris was asking good questions though. He just wasn't hitting like he should have been hitting. But Martell was Chris, I'm gonna need you be a little bit more harder. It's too soft for me. Too soft for me. He asked Martell, well, how else would they be able to issue out a warrant if there's no evidence? Like, so basically Martell is saying that it's all Melanie. She's fabricating it. She's coming up with it. And then he says, well, how was all of this happening? What can you do? What's the resolution? Nothing, because Martell want to keep doing what he want to do. He wants to keep bugging Melanie because she won't take him back. And his ass got handed to him. So we get to Destiny and Moses. We get down to the nitty-gritty of things. And of course, Destiny shows up in her Sunday best. Of course, you don't want to see your ex. And when you see them, you looking crazy. You want to look good when you see them. I get it. But one thing I will say that Moses has consistently said, he does put Sonny in a hierarchy. My wife, Sonny, my wife, my wife, my wife. I don't want people to be looking at my wife like this. My wife, my wife, my wife. So, whatever y'all want to say, that man, that's his wife. He gonna make sure y'all know that's his wife. On the outside looking in at this situation, I don't believe that this situation with Sonny and Moses is malicious. No, I don't like Destiny. I do believe that he could have been upfront with her. But this great old grand friendship that Destiny state that her and Sonny had, I don't believe it. I don't. I think most her and Sonny was acquaintances, and that was her producer. They knew of each other. Um, I just don't believe it. Now, what I will change my mind about is I believe that they were in a relationship. I don't think that Destiny and Moses were in like a situationship. They might have been, they might have been, but there definitely was some feelings there. You can tell that there was something there between them two. And like he said, you know, Destiny wasn't stepping up. Whatever he meant for that, that's on him. Um, we can state that Destiny likes to be in long distance relationships. Nobody's talking about that. Destiny states that she likes long distance relationships. And I believe because she doesn't want to step up in the areas that she needs to step up in when it comes to being in a relationship with somebody. She want to be able to be ghost and do whatever else. And in my opinion, I believe that Destiny probably had somebody else. If you with somebody and you don't show up to your boyfriend, your so-called boyfriend's birthday party, you didn't show up. That's your dude. Why you didn't? First of all, why you didn't show up to his birthday party? Nobody's asking these questions. If if y'all were supposed to be together, why didn't you show up for him on one of the most important days, his birthday? What was you doing that was so important that you couldn't show up for his birthday? And then he says, well, maybe we should be friends. Again, my mama always said, a man don't ever have to tell you twice that he don't want you. And that was part of it. Hey, yeah, I would have been in my feelings too. My dude didn't show up for my birthday party. So I don't understand where her mind is, but she thought that a man, yeah, she thought that he was going to wait around for her. She got that big D energy. That don't work on all dudes. That don't work on a lot of dudes, and it's only gonna work on a weak man. And he don't look like he weak. He don't look like he just gonna be a puppy dog and follow Destiny around. No, don't look like it. Again, I don't think him and Sonny being together was intentional. Oh, we gonna do this because I'm gonna do this so I can get back at Destiny. Nah, I just think that it was a by chance thing. It don't look too kosher because of their position with Destiny. But do I think that they did that on purpose to her? No, I don't. And the fact that she said you wanted me to woo you like you was my girlfriend, that was a dig. That was a little knife in the back, a little twisty. And possibly so. He probably did want her to woo him. But again, the in a relationship, it takes give and take. You can't be in a relationship and you don't you don't show anybody no affection. You don't show up for them. I don't know what type of relationship that she was in with him. If you can see your person months, months and months without seeing a person months and months, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Because remember, he said the last time he seen her was around New Year's, December, January, end of December, beginning of January. So his birthday was in April. That's 4 months. So you telling me you went that long without seeing your significant other? Okay. So Destiny tried to clarify when she felt like they were done. She's saying they were done in August. He's saying they were done in April. Um, and she states that he was still saying good morning. He was still telling her I love you. But he's a man. And a lot of them do that with no feelings or anything attached. Just to keep you in their web. But they could be doing something totally different. So that doesn't mean anything without any action behind it. But okay, and just because he sent you money, that doesn't necessarily mean that y'all were together. Again, if he said in April that he felt, especially if y'all ain't seen each other since January, girl, okay, he can send you all the money in the world, but if y'all ain't even been in the same city, I'm assuming. But that was pretty much the end of the episode. They're going to convene. This is a to be continued. Like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. And see you in the next video.